but Mealy tonight is very effective in the low paint. The 6-footer already 8 points, but big 5 reads in that, particularly on the offensive board for these battling Miners.
They tried to go high-low down to Krasinski. So the Phillies turn it over on their first possession of the second quarter. Here's Schoffstall on the crossover, and nice drop down to the baseline. Wagoda. Mealy is there for the putback. There's 10 for Mealy. Now she needs just 7 for 1,000.
Yeah, there's the problem. Again, low paint and turnover. Oh, you can't afford to do that.
Schoffstall leans in. She does have a little bit of that Erin Brady in her, and she draws the Marian foul.
She's one of these, Bob, that a type of player that you want on the court. Why? Talent-wise, unbelievably so, she has it, but the attitude, the ability to take it to you, loves to play the game and plays both ends. Defensive right there, defensively, comes right back at you, picks up the foul.
Yeah, and that's the second on Krasinski. Schoffstall with 9, so it's been Schoffstall and Mealy who've been the big scorers early on. Schoffstall with 9, Mealy with 10, so they have 19 of the 21 for Minersville. And now Carnish is in trouble, and she just barely in time gets it to Augusti. Gianna inside. Oh, what a great back cut by Krasinski, and a good look by Augusti.
Yeah, they get aggressive in their man-to-man defense. They take risks. They try to double at all times, but good fundamental basketball backdoor cut on the overplay. Great move.
I'm sorry, Gianna. Great look, not just a good look. Mealy to a cutting Schoffstall. Schoffstall's floater is no good, and it will stay with Minersville. The officials are saying that somebody got a little piece of it.
But Bob, you're down 7 now, hanging tough early where the Phillies, you got to get a stop here. I think this will be a big goal for the Miners to put them up 9.
Mealy trying to back in, and White Cabbage comes in and picks her pocket. White Cabbage goes end to end, turns and misses. The rebound tipped out, last touched by Krasinski.
Good stop, almost with the goal, just rolls off the rim. Close one, got to play to the D again. Got to be tough on the defensive end.
It is a 7-point lead for Minersville. Kind of a sneaky 7-point lead. And, you know, the thing about Minersville is you look up at the scoreboard and the next thing you know, you're down in a big hole.
And that's exactly what happened the start of this second quarter. It looked like the Phillies hanging tough with them all that first quarter. Then suddenly, bang, there they go. But they turned it up a notch or two in this second quarter as far as defensively is concerned.
If you're wondering about that shot by Mealy, and they're going to call a 5-second call on Marian. If you're wondering about that 3 by Mealy, she shoots the 3. Everybody on this team shoots 3s. Mealy 6 of 19 from beyond the arc this year.
Well, we talked pregame, Bob, about their balance that they have offensively. I mean, this club, 4 of the players average double figures, so who do you guard? I mean, take your choice.
Schoffstall, the pull-up, and the basket. Boy,
Kid's tough. Kid's tough.
It's a 9-point lead. Krasinski. And they'll have to work it back out. It's a 10-2 run for Minersville. And Carnish can't make it fall, but she will go to the line.
Yeah, they're explosive ball club, aren't they? I said TNT, explosive, but tall and talented.
The Rocky picks up her first personal. It's the second on Minersville. And Carnish hits the first.
There we look at the foul. Good move, aggressive type move, and you got to do that against these Miners. Just push it at them. But be selective. You don't want to force it and create turnovers or take unnecessary type shots.
2 free throws for Carnish. That cuts it back to 7. Schoffstall uses the screen, drops it inside. A couple of chances, how about 3 chances in there for Wagoda. And finally, the third draws a Marian foul. And the foul is on Stoyer, and that is her first.
Yeah, I think being hurt under their defensive board, offensive rebounding for the Miners, really tough inside. They really get good position, too many touches, too many putbacks on missed shots.
And that'll be a travel. Minersville turns it over. Brianna Robb comes into the ball game for Marian. And a little hop.
Yep, there it is. Then put the ball on the floor. Little pirouette move causes the walk.
Carnish outside. Carnish to the baseline, gets double teamed as Mealy comes down on help side D. Krasinski. Augusti. Krasinski for three, got it. Savannah Krasinski with just her second on the season, but she was open.
Yeah, I like that entry pass. Now that's White Cabbage, I think, was low post with Mealy behind her. Mismatch there, but you get it in. She's allowing the entry pass, then kick it back out. Got a good look from the perimeter.
Get you back into it. There's Naraki. Crosses from Mealy. Mealy from the outside back rims that, and it's rebounded by Gianna Augusti. It's a 3-on-2 for Marian. Augusti has it kicked away by Schoffstall, and the Phillies will have it.
Yeah, it's too bad there because Phillies had numbers and had things going their way, but good move there to get the ball away, and the kick is called, and the Phillies retain the basketball.
Timeout Minersville on the Palmerton Garage Door scoreboard. It's 23-19 Minersville.
Community banks are independent, locally owned institutions whose officers, directors, and staff are dedicated to customer and community service. Community banks operate differently from larger regional financial institutions. When you invest in our bank, your money goes to work right here to make this area a better place for small business owners, families, consumers, and everyone that calls our town home. Some banks are more concerned with profits than people. At Jim Thorpe Neighborhood Bank, we do our business on Main Street, not Wall Street. Jim Thorpe Neighborhood Bank, a real community bank. Member FDIC.
Marian trailing by 4 here in the second quarter. It's the Schuylkill League Championship game, and whoever wins this game will be the #1 seed in AA. We'll show you those in a little bit, but that's kind of what's on the line here. Palisades, if they should win the Colonial League, would jump into the second spot in districts, and that's why you look at all those district matchups and you really can't call them until the league championships are over.
What I'm impressed with, Bob, is that run that the Miners had on the Phillies, and they were 7 down. The Phillies look like they might get a little lax there and get blown away, but really come back and playing strong basketball.
That went to the backcourt without any touches, so the Phillies can go back and get it. Here's White Cabbage. Now Robb, Krasinski, White Cabbage, Augusti. She comes off the screen and misses the 3, and it's Mealy with another rebound.
Good look, good run off the screen. That's a percentage type shot from that distance.
Abby Schoffstall with her second three-pointer. She just walks up, and if you back off her, she'll knock it down.
That's 13 points for the girl thus far. Plays defense too, and how about 14? Wow, 14 points, 2 steals. She plays defense also. That girl, all-around player. She's just one of those super type players, Bob.
Tried to force it inside, and Mealy was there. You have to be careful and very sharp with your passes against Mealy inside. Well, Goda on the drive, and she's going to pick up the 3rd foul on Krasinski.
Quiet thus far would go to one of their double-digit scores for the year. Finds a lot of seams in that man-to-man defense and just pushes the play, gets on the foul line. I mean, they're all threats out there as far as Miners are concerned. As I mentioned before, just a well-balanced ball club.
Krasinski will have to come out, and Stoyer returns. And Krasinski gives you an awful lot. That's why you have her on the floor with 2 fouls. You have to take that chance. Oh, actually, Krasinski's still on the floor. So they did not take her out. They try to push it inside again, and another steal by Mealy. And a foul, and they're going to get the fourth on Krasinski and the fifth on a technical.
Wow. Well, let's look at this play. Krasinski comes over, tries to knock the ball away. Looks like she might have knocked it clean, but judgment call. Official calls it on Krasinski.
Paul Bruto is, boy, he is livid right now. And I think what he's saying, and I'm wondering if we could see that again, the reaction, because, you know, this is a heated game. Unless she said something or really did something, you have to let the kids be emotional.
Bob, you really don't know what she said down there, but apparently it was worthy of a technical as far as the officials were concerned. As Coach Paul Bruto was concerned, it was a no-no. But I don't know, she had a good step and kind of played, I think, pretty tough defense. Kind of a judgment call, but went the other way.
So Krasnowski will shoot the two fouls here.
And Miners also not a bad team foul shooting ball club. I think for the year averaging 67% as a team. Not bad.
So a timeout here by the Phillies. Let's break away as well. 2:36 is left here in the first half, 28-19.
Pencor Hydraulics at 180 Pine Street in Aquashikla, just behind the Aquashikla Fire Company, is a full-service hydraulic hose shop. We stock all types of air, hydraulic, suction, and snowplow hoses, and all the related fittings. Our friendly staff will work with you and assemble your product while you wait. Next time you need a hydraulic hose or fitting, come check us out. Our inventory is huge and our prices are exceptional. We're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and look forward to doing business with you. Stop in or give us a call at 616-826-6000.
Here are the District 11 standings, and this is what we mean. Minersville, Marian, Palisades. Palisades is playing Southern Lehigh for the Colonial Championship. So if Palisades wins, they'll slip into the second spot. The winner of this one will be in the first spot.
Nice luck.
Minersville inside, that'll come off. Mealy in there, and Mealy will draw the foul. They'll get Carnish with her first.
Well, you see how tough Mealy is with the basketball inside. I mean, just uses the body well, and you got to be in front of her or kind of force her away from the basket. Failed to do it again. Watch her move inside. Position is hers inside. She goes up. Once she gets the ball in that low, she backs into the defender and picks up the foul.
Mealy hits the first. Meanwhile, Jared Homa had an issue with something as the teams came out of the break. I'm not sure if it was with his team or something he saw that he wanted to draw the attention of the officials. That's the first miss for Mealy. It's a 10-point lead for Minersville. Augusti outside. Now Carril. White-Cabbage will step back, put up the three, and not get the bounce, but it's rebounded by Carril. White-Cabbage on the drive, the floater rattles out, and it's Mealy with another rebound.
Well, White-Cabbage having a tough time now. It was hot earlier, but boy, these going in and out, two of them.
Naraki on the long rebound. Just about a minute and a half remains here in the first half. Mealy goes down, players go down. It looks like Stoyer was a little shaken up. She's slow to get up. White-Cabbage has it slapped away by Mealy. He's getting a little ragged here in the last few moments. Mealy at the elbow outside Naraki for three, and she's got it. 44 three-pointers on the year for Sarah Naraki.
Yeah, they hurt you in so many different ways. We talked about Mealy inside play, board play. Then Naraki comes up and scores Schoffstall. We talk about then Naraki comes up and hits the big one.
Real and Augusti, and they're going to get the reach on Schoffstall. That's her first, and only the fourth on Minersville.
There's no question they don't let you rest on the offensive end. This defense just hawks you, the Miners, and watch Schoffstall. She comes over. They try to be aggressive and play deny basketball way out front also, but she picks up the foul. A little too aggressive on that one.
Stoyer, and it's pulled away by Wagoda. And with 30 seconds left, Minersville will play for the last one.
Way down 13. You can't afford another goal here. Play tough D as far as the Phillies are concerned.
Naraki at 19. Schaff's 9. They want to isolate for her. She'll float it in Mealy. Mealy couldn't hold on, and it is off of Mealy with 3 seconds left, so the Phillies will have a chance here.
Now, a good stoppage right there on the defensive end by the Phillies to keep it at 13. Hoping for a quick goal here. It's going to be a tough one, but if that would go kind of add to the momentum factor going into the locker room.
Emily Kristen and Kristen Lowe come in for Minersville. They want to get Schoffstall out of there. They don't want a cheap foul. Half-court shot off the backboard, no good.